It's early morning. Got to run down to Princess Auto Value. Need to pick up some more tools for the tool bag. Got a big trip coming up in BC, 4 days. Overland adventure. Got to get the JKU all ready to go. Oil change, all that stuff. So let's get going. Now that I found those miscellaneous screws and Allen key in the rim, shouldn't have no more noises when I drive. All right, now I'm home. Got my oil filter from Auto Value. Hopefully this one doesn't have a leak. Princess Auto had these on blowout for $3.69, I believe it was. These are great for putting out campfires. You put full of water and you pump it up, pressurizes it. I got one down there, been using it for a while. Gonna use one for camping. Picked up some of this out. Picked up this little mini Dremel set rotary tool for $39, I think it is. And then one set of metric Allen keys for the tool kit. They had this in there too. I've always wanted to get one. Electrical disconnect pliers. Of course, those will only work in an ideal situation, not somewhere where it's tight fitting. And since I'm missing all the ones at home, get out of the bag. I picked up another set for home here because the set I did have is missing a whole bunch. Little cut-off saws, and of course, can never have too many gloves. After last week's incident with the high left jack, with it sinking in the ground and everything else, I picked up this. It's got a good base plate footing. I think that should work out just fine. Gonna start off doing the 5-tire rotation every year. Plus, if I don't do it, these bolts would seize in, and then when I really need to remove them, they'll never come off. Did you also know by doing a 5-tire rotation under normal driving circumstances, you can increase the life of your tires by 20 to 30,000 kilometers. Tires aren't cheap anymore. I just found that out. You know, $600 a tire now? Fuck me. $3,000 just to replace tires. Let's see if these are seized. Nope. Okay. It's always easy getting a tire off, but never easy getting it back on. That's for sure. We're putting some anti-seize on those. I seen some posts on my Instagram about back racks people are making that strap to your rear tire. Yeah, that is something I would definitely not do at all. That's not a very good choice. One rough road is all it takes, and that basket's going to be coming off. We all know straps don't stay tight. As soon as they start finding a way to work loose, that's it, they're off. So now this spare tire that I took off is going to go to the front, and then this front one will go to the rear. Got the air jack, and I also got a power fist jack underneath the axle just in case the air lets out, be safe. Did all my greasing. I got CV axles, so you got to grease them to the front here, and I usually give them like 15, 20 shots, ball joints, steering. Put some grease on those. I don't know if that's even going to help any. The joints on the core 4x4 axles. Yeah, rear tire's off. Brakes are looking good. Everything looks like it's tight in place. I will have to redo the front brakes in the near future. And the front brakes, as far as I know, is a big brake kit, which is basically calipers and front pads and rotors off of Dodge Ram. So that's what I'm gonna have to look for. This side's all greased up for the RCV axles. You grease it in the front there. I got like a little axle seal on this side that you grease, ball joints, steering, suspension arms, drive shaft has a grease nipple. Definitely gonna need brakes before winter. So far things are looking good and not seeing any surprises before I go on my big trip so far. Back tires on, and I realize that these brakes are getting low on this side. So definitely before winter I will be doing a full set of brakes on the JK. Yeah, it'd be another $500-600 repair right there. Got those pins all anti-seized. Yeah, in your older age, when you start getting weak, 35 is a little heavy to get up back on the back rack, so I just use a stool, which helps out a lot. I don't have to lift it as far now. But either way, it's still not gonna be easy. Oh, there we go. Whew, fuck me. Blow a gasket for sure. Damn. Almost split my asshole there. That's for sure. So I got all my tires on the Jeep. Got the spare tire back on. And I look. What the fuck? Look at this big dent. How the hell did that happen? It's like someone was standing on my hood. Luckily, she popped out. I got my little toy hammer here. And there is was this little small dent there. It's good enough because it can't push back in. I torque these tires down. 100 foot-pounds, 110. Right. Torque these down. And my parcels have arrived. Oh yeah. I'm gonna crank that thing to the max. So I want to burn all the fat and grease off of it. Sucks you really can't use them in the wintertime though, because it doesn't really retain the heat. Well, you can still use it, but it's not the same. It takes twice as long to cook food. Same with the smoker. Speaking of which, I haven't had the smoker out in a long time. Maybe I should get that out this week as well. Let's get this oil changed. Ugh. So this is going to be my first time changing the oil since installing this oil filter adapter that's supposed to prevent dry starts. But I gotta get this valve stem cap off. You can see right there. And I gotta apply no more than 10 psi of air. Now, whenever you're working on these 3.6 liter engines, or even on the 3.2s on the Cherokee, you always want to shine down in the bottom, because you want to look if any coolant or oil is leaking around. Before I can pull that oil filter off, I need to remove the dipstick and the oil fill, because it can't be blocking the air off. So I've already dialed this down. Let's get that on there, apply 10 psi. I just want to bust it free, but I don't want to remove it yet. I just want to bust this free. Okay, we're loose. Now this is something that I did when I first bought this Jeep. It's got the ARB skid plate on it, and the problem with that is, not only can I not get the right wrench size, it's 1/2 inch, is to change oil, you have to drop the skid pan, which is a real pain in the ass. So what I did is I cut a trap door, which allows me to get in there. So you can see my trap door, my oil drain right there. That's how I do it. And then I just put a funnel in there, and I just start draining it out just like that. Yeah, this is something else I need to work on. I've had this nasty vibration for a long time, and I traced it down to this. The problem is, since it's exhaust, it always seems to... Oh, fuck's sake, seriously, my rag got caught up in there? Can't do anything with gloves on. That rattle was nasty. Oh, I did too much. I snapped it. I'll do this again, except this time not so tight, like right about there, just so that it can't get off. Got 3 on there, and I shouldn't unravel them. And then I got this done. I can carefully pull my filter out, reach up top, close the valve. Spin the old oil filter off. There we go. This new one has already been pre-lubed. I just added some more. And I hope this one doesn't leak like the other one did. There we go. It's on. Still running the Amsoil oil, except this time I'm going for the high mileage because I got over 200,000 K. 530 instead of 520. See what happens. 6 liters of oil. This is it. Last one. I would, one of these days, like to find myself a new air box, so I wouldn't have to deal with this, because these clips are broken, so you gotta zip tie the ends. That one sure how bad this air filter even is. That's not horrible. I got 2 of them last year. They were special and doesn't look like there's any orientation of how they must sit. Yeah. This is kind of Mickey Mouse. This is how it was when I got it. I just haven't got around to finding a new air box yet. Junkyard seem to want a fortune for them. Actually, I don't want to put that on quite yet. I need to deal with this somewhat better. Let's see what I can do here. I just got some safety wire on the back side and through there, so now that can't move at all. It's not going to have any resistance to break that shroud, so I think that should work. Everything's back together, so we can start it up now, let it run for a bit, see if that oil filter will leak. Alright, from my point of view, everything's looking good. No leaks, no nothing. We're doing alright. Back in the old days, I used to save oil, and I used to work oil and gas. I'd take oil to where I used to work and dump it. Nowadays, since you can't go to the dump anymore, we gotta take the oil to the fire department. And you gotta find the fire department that's closest by you that'll take the oil. Alright, it's motherfucking beer time. Gonna have some Chilkoot beer from the Yukon. Cheers, everybody. So far, Jeep's looking good. Only issue I see is front and rear brakes. So I shouldn't have any issues on my trip next week. But we're gonna find out. 4 days backcountry. Hopefully do a couple of mountain summits. If the weather holds out, we'll see. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm gonna get a fire going.